Are you working now? Sorry, my mic kind of decided to run away from me. Come back here. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Cornerbird stream. As usual, I'll be streaming work in progress. Although tonight, because honestly, I'm still quite tired from. I mean, it's probably not an excuse. Giving myself too many excuses, but I do feel like quite frazzled, and yeah. Well, the good thing is that now that the video edit that I was working on intensely last month is done, I managed to do like quite a lot of housekeeping in the past few days. Also some shopping, which I kind of like push for a month for essentials and all that. So things like cutting my hair because it was getting too much. Like my hair is pretty thick. So like sometimes I just can't be bothered to shampoo and condition such a thick amount of hair, if that makes sense. I feel like people with thick and curly hair can, I mean not curly, my hair is wavy, but people with thick hair can relate, I guess. You know, what did I do in the past few days? I guess just general housekeeping, like backing up my files, my video edit files, backing up stuff, also clearing my iCloud because it was annoying me with like, your iCloud is running out. So I have to deal with that finally. Then, yeah, just general housekeeping, which I usually delay a lot, like organizing files or like clearing my desk and all that stuff. But yeah, I wasn't sure whether I would be streaming tonight, but I thought that maybe it would be nice to just go through the stuff that I did for SGCC prep, including this one, because I streamed working on this shot a few days ago. Kind of like losing my sense of time, but yeah, I filmed working on this, but then after I stopped the stream, I ended up working on like doing more effects on this that maybe you might be interested in knowing like what I did. And all this would be in context of what is it in context of? All of this would be kind of in line with what I've been mentioning about how I'm not really comfortable with digital painting because I haven't had enough practice with it. Also with like the intense NomadSculpt and then Blender and then video editing. Like the more I worked on those things, the further away, in some sense, like I get used to doing like the 2D stuff, like painting or drawing and things like that. So yeah, so like hopefully this is helpful to people or like others who are not really that I guess experienced with painting too, like me. I mean, just for context, if I have the time to sit down and let's say paint this still life like this, I think I would be like, I'll probably be quite confident that in many hours I'll be able to do a decent painting of this. But yeah, I realized that I just haven't had the time to to do enough practice that I can transfer it to something like this. Oh, is that coping? But it's like, yeah, it just, I guess, a familiar feeling of like not being able to, yeah, just like don't know what to do with this. And I feel like if I have some kind of like practice of doing 100 paintings or like 10,000 paintings, then I would be able to transfer the skills over to this to like know what to do. But then I'm just like drawing blanks when it comes to like, how do I do a paint over to make this look less clean. Less clean and less CG like, I guess. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyway, oh, before that, I guess I can kind of go through some useful tips that I learned from preparing this file for 3D printing. So I sent off this sculpt to someone who is an expert in 3D printing to I sent it off to get it printed. And I think what he said was that the height of the print would be 13 cm. But I'm not sure whether it's like the height of the diagonals, like this height, or whether or not it's the height of this. But either way, it's not that big, because like I find like I don't really have the time to break the different objects up. And honestly, it's quite overwhelming to me. Like, okay, I'm not really sure what's, because like one of the issues that I was thinking of, and like I can't really think of like what to do with it, is that the flames, like here, and then the girl, the wings, Messmer's flame, and yeah, I guess like just all around, they're all interconnected, and I'm just not sure like how to break it up. Yeah, because like if I want to stencil things, maybe I'll just overcomplicating it in my head as usual. Yeah, maybe I don't know. But yeah, so if I want to break this up so that I can print it bigger, I'll probably do it after the event is over. But I'm considering if I will print him by himself. Then that way is, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm too tired to think about 3D printing, so kind of like envious of people who are used to doing 3D prints and all that. But yes, it's like it's gonna be my first time getting a sculpt printed. I mean, this is like probably like my second sculpt that I've officially done. I say officially done because I think like over the years I've done quite a lot of sculpts where it's just like the female face like this. A lot of them didn't really make it, but I think like a lot of people who start sculpting for the first time will understand just having so many files and they're all just like horrendous faces. Which also brings me to a point where like something interesting that I realized is working on full figures is quite different from working on just the face, because like, let's say if your sculpt is just like this, it's really easy to spend like hours and hours on days to just refine the face, like add pores and like eyelashes and all that stuff. But once you start working on something bigger, like it starts, the priorities change in some sense. I'm sure like a lot of professional sculptors would refine every single thing, but in the span of something like this, the face becomes so small that like priorities really change. And that's something that I found interesting when I was working on this, because in my first sculpt, because I used to be someone who would spend many hours on like portraits, painting and all that stuff, and sculpting too. And like I always feel like I'm not ready to tackle something bigger than the face or like the bust, which would usually be like maybe cut off here. But I realized that like you just like you will never be ready for a full like figure, because it's kind of like a different game in a sense. But anyway, why am I talking about this? I guess like if there's anything to take away, it's just if like let's say you're very used to doing faces only, just like try for once, do like a full body kind of drawing with like extra stuff, and then it will feel very different. It's something that I only realized through this project. But something else that I realized is that the next project that I'll be doing, that I'll be working on, I'll probably something that I learned, which I wasn't sure about until I started prepping this file for print, is that in my Blender file, so I was doing some Blender live streams, and I was doing some lighting setups and tests for this to get this, and all these birds, and like I decimated the mesh and eventually revert the mesh to the original high poly version, but I didn't change the small objects back to the high poly version, because I was like, oh, they're so tiny like this. They're really small, and the high poly or like low poly doesn't really matter, because in some sense they're like quite stylized. But then when I was prepping this for print, and then I brought the Blender birds in, I was like, why are the birds so like low poly? I kind of forgot for a sec, and then I realized that it's because the birds were low poly. Anyway, I need to replace all the birds with this like high poly version, so they're all replaced. But yeah, next time I know, like, to save time, just do everything high poly. But more so like probably just so like for the candles, I also put a low poly version in the final lighting scene, but then the difference is that I didn't duplicate the candles around. Whereas for the birds, I think initially it was just 1, 2, probably like just 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 birds, or like 4 initially, and now there are 10 of them. So yeah, I should have just like done high poly for them, and then I wouldn't have like needed to spend the time to replace each of them again in NomadSculpt. Because like the nice thing about working with Nomad to Blender is that you can export the OBJ file and then import that in either one. I know that in ZBrush iPad you can kind of directly, I think in that was it like some ZBrush Go thing where you can directly send your sculpt on the ZBrush app to ZBrush on desktop. But this iPad, I can't run ZBrush on this iPad. This is the 2015 iPad Pro, like generation 1, and I think the iOS is probably just stuck at iOS 16, and ZBrush needs like, ZBrush needs version 17 iOS. But yeah, so I guess it's cool that NomadSculpt runs on this. I think I've also posted on the forums where I'm on NomadSculpt forum, where I just wanted to thank the creator of NomadSculpt for just making such an awesome app to allow me to make the sculpt on my generation 1 iPad Pro. It's quite mind-blowing, really. But yeah, so like all these are replaced with the new version. They used to be like quite low poly. And before I moved back to the Procreate thing, something that I was doing for the prep for the print was to make a lot of things thicker. And also like, because this was the very first flame that I was sculpting, it was super low poly, so I just touched it up a bit. And then yeah, I just like demonstrate to you. Like I just make the stuff thicker, and the way I did it was just like an inflate brush with a super big radius, and then just do that. Just very, very lightly. Just go over. I think something like that. I mean, I'm gonna undo it because I've already done the prep. This is just a little demo. So I forgot to make his head thicker. I feel quite tired too because I just came back from bouldering, and like it's not like I can push that hard, but with climbing, my upper body is so weak. Like especially my shoulder muscles are so weak that like I can't physically like exert that hard for climbing, but then I'm just like so like too tired to climb because I'm just so weak in my upper body. Like, it feels kind of lame, but I guess it's just how it is when you're just starting out a new sport. But yeah, I guess that's just about it. It's kind of just refining some very low poly areas, and then just like thickening stuff without changing the shape or the design too much. Yeah, that's about it for this one. I guess I'm also just doing this short stream to kind of just reorientate myself again and to refresh my memories on what I did so that I can work on the next one. So before I end the stream, I'll just go through this very quickly, which is let me see. And also just like remind myself what I did for this. So this one is like yeah, this is just a lot of liquefy work. So initially I was smudging things around, but then I realized that the liquefy, which I put in the quick menu, I wish that this layer menu can just like stay on. It's really annoying. Why can't you just let me customize my own stuff? But yeah, so like I realized that liquefy is really nice to use on Procreate. So good job to them for that. You see, like that, it's really nice for something like this. And it's really good because my canvas size is, I think, A2 size. So just like even if I do a lot of liquefy, it's still not too bad, I guess. But I'll just undo. Then the next, so this was done during the previous stream, and then I did some color dodge. So if you set a layer on color dodge and then you paint using just like a soft brush, I think for this specific brush I just duplicated the brush and probably this one, yeah, and then set the hue to like 8%. Let me see whether it works like this. I wonder whether this color is. Yeah, so I guess with yellow it's quite a lot easier to see. You can see like the orange, it changes to like orange and yellow, which is quite good for flames. So with that, with the layer set to color dodge, then choose like a, I need to remember this so that I can work on the next one. And this is the next one that I'll be working on. Yeah, probably something like this. Like honestly, it doesn't really matter because I use a really small opacity, like I don't know what this is. I guess like 12%, and then use a large size to do this. Something like that. This before and this is after. I didn't really do it that much over this because I didn't want to. Actually, why did I do it over this? I probably should have with a smaller brush. I feel like like when it comes to digital painting, I keep questioning myself. But I think for something like this, I'll probably use a grid. Hello. Let me. Hello, YD. Thank you for dropping by. So, is my message coming through? Why is my... Oh, it's coming. Okay. Yeah, so probably for something like this, I was saying that I didn't use the dodge on this because I wanted to preserve the darks, which I hope I can I? No, I can't. No mind. If like I have one extra layer, I'll put a gray fill on that layer and set it to... Maybe I can set this. Set it. Which one was it? Was it this one? Maybe something like that to see the grayscale of this. So like what I want to preserve is this black part because I don't want it to flatten out like that. Like this. Then it will just make everything look flat. Let me just make sure that please don't crash. So I guess like learning from the experience of painting on this, probably next time I would work on just like giving a little bit of color dodge to the areas in focus. So probably like this with like a smaller brush and then just like punch it out like that. Probably this is what I would do next time. Just like building up my skill set for digital painting stuff or something like that. I'll probably do something like this. I mean, part of the limitation is also like I'm prepping for an event, Singapore Comic Con on 7 to 8 December. So it's just I have to kind of plan out as usual, like plan out what I can do with my current skill sets right now, because like I do want to do like a complete painterly look in a sense, but then I just have to set like realistic goals and understand that is just not achievable right now with the deadline and just not having enough practice when it comes to painting. So it's just like doing a little bit within my scope and then getting that printed and then just working on improving my skills in the next one after the event is over. So yeah, this is probably something that I would do because I just didn't think about it at that time. Because I think it really, I mean, probably this is a bit too much still, I think. And I'm not going to keep the changes because I should have like duplicated the file before I started work on this. Wait, why can't? How much do I need to undo? I probably should have duplicated this file so that I can just trash things around without worrying about this. I guess it's fine. Let me see. Yeah, so like the main focus would just be on the crucible wings like this. And I think I just use the soft brush with a little bit of color difference so that I don't need to like, because I think, no, I can't. Because it just makes it a little bit easier to, instead of like doing a little bit and then changing this a bit and painting like that. And then what was this one? This was color correction blue. You know what, let me just duplicate this file. Okay, duplicate of the file so I can trash this. Then let me see. So this was just color correction. So a nice way to color correct is using the curves, because you can, wait, where is it? Let's see. Because you can do something like this. You can also You can also adjust the different channels. So that was what this was. And then the blur. And then for the blur, I think this is something that I really like from Procreate, which is perspective blur. Because if you put it like this, I just put it where the focus is. And then you increase it like this. It just works really well. I think I tried to do this in Krita, and I feel like it was either feeling too hard to get the same results, or it might not have it. I can't recall now. But like, this is one of the reasons why I decided to paint in Procreate, because I really like this. Like, it looks really cool like that. But I did one, because this is going to be a print, I just put like maybe like 8%, like this. Something like that. So that what's creating this like little bit of depth to the whole thing. And then like when it comes to the bloom, which is this one, I'm not really sure how much it probably works better in another shot, because right now for this shot it just kind of like just affects this one. So most of the bloom that I did is painted in by hand, like this. Then and then every art piece needs chromatic aberration. So this is just a little bit of chromatic aberration, like this, which is this one. And after that, I think some of this, or maybe all of this, was done in the previous stream. And after the stream was over, I was like, probably can do a little bit more, because I do have some experience in painting a little bit. So that was what this layer was about. It's just to like kind of like blend things a little bit more with the best of my abilities, because there's like a very limited amount of like what I can do. I feel like I'm not really that happy with how this thing is like this, because it's not. There's a point like somewhere here from the blender scene, and it's nice that it cuts her out like this, but I don't recall why it's just like really strong white over here, and it doesn't really bleed out that way. Because I kind of wish that it was there's more blue happening in this scene. But I feel like it was a little bit too out of my scope in a sense. So I didn't touch it. But like kind of just painted some reds in here and some blues in here just to blend this together a bit. I mean, probably can do better. Maybe like 5 years later I will come back and be like why did I do everything? Yeah, so this one, oh wait, wrong. I think with this one I used a brush with texture on it. Something. Am I in the right? No. Something like this. So with like my very limited skills, it made it easy to just kind of like just, oh, this is too strong. Something like that. Like just go over a little bit to blend things together like this. Like especially this one. It's a bit hard to see. Something like that. It just helps to remove the CG look a little bit. I think, like, I hope. Then this one. Oh, something cool from the default brushes, which is, where was it? So there was like sometime off stream where I was just going through all these brushes to see what they do, like test it out with this much, just get a feel of like what is available already in Procreate. And I think, where was it? The problem is that I saved it all in this one, and I don't remember where it is. Driven Snow. Let me just look for it. So yeah, like Procreate has some really cool brushes by default. Actually, these are cool. I just don't really know how to use it yet, but like if I can do something like that, and this layer has some reduced opacity, that's why it's looking like this. But let's see if I just do like this, it looks like there are flames flying around. Oh my god, maybe I should have done this. No, oh my god, that's why I now finish my work. No, you stop it. No. Why did I make it seem so hard when it's quite simple? So like I found out about this brush, and I was thinking like, nah, I'm not going to use it for this because it's like overcomplicating things and I need to work on all the shots. But you know what, it's really not that hard. I mean, the only issue was that I want to post my artworks a little bit before SGCC starts, because I don't want to just post everything like on the day before SGCC is, yeah, whatever. But you know what, maybe once I'm done with all the painting, like the paint overs, maybe after that then I'll go through all of them, or maybe this one, and then just like kind of like just do this and then do a perspective blur like that. I mean, just a bit, something like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, this is just a test. I'll probably do something smaller like this. I'll do a mix of it just depending on how big the shot is. But I think it's pretty good with really low opacity. Because if it's like this, then it's a bit... I was thinking like, oh, it feels a little bit hard to use it for my shot because I was drawing it on 100% opacity. And I was like, nah, like my brain can't like comprehend how to integrate this. But then I was like thinking too much as usual. Oh, keep overthinking things. Like that's why I never finish anything. Well, I've decided to change that part of myself. That's why I am slowly finishing up work. Finally. But still. I'm just feeling very pissed with myself. Anyway. You're welcome. This is nice. This one I'm not really sure. It's like it's a bit too it's a bit too samey, I guess. Like if you put it like this, it's a bit too uniform, I guess. This one feels better. I don't remember what this one is. Yeah, this one doesn't really work for. Let me duplicate this. So I'll be using this in the next one. And I feel like my cough has been better, but it's still there. West driven snow. Well, this is good that I'm going through this again because I decided to try this out again and it worked. All these are pretty good. It's just not what I need. Oh, this one. So this brush is pretty good for doing this what's that? So there's this layer here. And I need to go through this myself because I kind of forgot what I was doing. There's this layer here where there's a little bit of something like this, but then it's kind of like a brush setting. And I'll just show it. I think I changed it. Did I change it? Yeah, I think I adjusted it. But anyway, so if I do like something like that, maybe I'll just erase this for now. Is this the right? No, it's the wrong layer. I'm always on the wrong layer. So just a little bit like this. And having that color jitter really helps. It just gives a little bit of movement to the shot. Like that. So before and after. I think like with my limited skills right now, this is a really nice compensation of like doing something that is within my skill level and also my time. So I can kind of like go crazy with it too. I don't remember what I did too, because I was just like playing around with everything. Which I feel like it's something that I find a little bit more like a wish that it would be easier. But whenever I change setting in the brushes in Procreate, I feel like I just can't remember what I did to the brush. Like it just doesn't, like maybe it's kind of just I'm not used to changing brushes. In NomadSculpt I don't even change any of the brushes, but yeah, like I find it a bit hard to see like what is different. I kind of wish that if something has been changed and I didn't save because you can create a new reset point like this. I kind of wish that there's a way to see like, oh, I changed this setting here and then it will be a different color maybe. But I really don't remember like what. Let me just, I'll do it for you guys. Let me see. This is elements. So I think what I found problematic for the original, wait, is it just a size difference? I can't remember. Yeah, so like the problem that I found with you know what, maybe it's just a size difference. I don't think I changed that much because I'm not really like super, I don't really like to bother these things a lot. Yeah, so like what I found a bit too much in the original is that, like, for one thing, it's too harsh. Like it's not like blurred enough for me, so it kind of looks more like a confetti going around rather than like sparks flying around or embers. So this is just kind of like a cheap way to put like some embers around the shot. I kind of thought of like, oh, maybe I should do it in Blender, but then it's like there's like a whole new rabbit hole to go through. So I was like, no, stop it. Don't stop going into rabbit holes. But yeah, so it's a bit too strong like this. But I don't remember what I did. What did I do? I think for one thing, this is something I learned from just, I don't remember where I learned this from, a few years ago, where like probably it was either because of something similar, but anyway, you can see like I'm at the max size right now and I feel like this is too small. So something that I did for the brush, which I think I can see, I wish like there's a way to just like switch over and compare the two different stuff. Or maybe like, yeah, it'd be nice to have to be able to set like multiple reset points, because once you set wait, why is this one different? Like once you set the reset point, it forgets the previous one, then it becomes a little bit hard to like switch around. But let me see, which one was it? Yeah, so I think this maximum size is 400%. And then this one maximum size 400%. No, I'm wrong. It's not. Well, anyway, maximum size is a good way to just do maximum size. And something else that I like to do too is to reduce the maximum size to something smaller. And if you do that, like let's say, I don't want to change any of this. If you do that, then let's say right now this whole slider is for like from size 0 to 400%. And then this will be 200% and this will be 100%. And it makes it really hard to like slide around and play around with the sizing here if this is what you want. So usually if I find that I'm only using the sizes here, I would duplicate the brush and set the maximum size down. Then that way, from 0 to, let's say, 200%, we'll take up this whole bar right here. And then this will be 100%, something like that. What did I do to this? Like, why is it so different? What did I do? I probably should write down what changes I make to brushes, because I really just can't remember anything. Maybe it might be the scale of this. Let me see. Green. Yeah, I think maybe it's this one. Yeah, maybe I just adjusted this. Yeah, and like once I adjusted this, it becomes easy to get. I don't really know why to. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I guess this one's the same. I was just pressing too hard. But anyway, when I adjusted the size, the good thing about that is that it kind of make, you know, let's see. You know what? I think I also need to, because I forgot to rename this file. I'm just going to draw this over here. That way I can see it in the thumbnail, and I know that this is the testing canvas. But the nice thing about having it bigger too is that the ambers would be more spaced out. I think. I really don't remember what else I did. But I was feeling like this was too dense. Like it was too much. And that's why I changed it to this. Then it gives a really nice, it's just easier to control like this, where it's not too much. Something like that. So that's what this layer was. And then this one. Oh, then there's another brush which I like, which is this one. I don't recall where it is though. Let's just see. Oh, clouds is pretty good for creating. Is it? Let me see. Oh yeah, it is. Wait, is it this one? I can't remember. Clouds is good for. Yeah, I think I use clouds. Did I use clouds? Was I using clouds? Oh wait, was I using something else? I think clouds. Was. I don't remember whether I was using this brush. Oh my god. Can't remember. Was it this one? No, I think it was clouds. See, this is why it's good to go through again what I did. Because I've done it too little times that I just can't remember what I did. Which is not really that great too, because I guess to be a good artist, you need to know what you're doing. And I feel like I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. Probably something like this. Was I using cloud? Why is it so hard to remember this? Let me see. Because I remember that I was using a brush to just go over maybe this one. And the thing that sucks is that my iPad RAM is really small. I mean, compared to what the new iPads are like. So for this canvas size, my maximum number of layers is 11 layers. Maybe I can just do it here. I just need to know what this layer is doing. Can just drop it. Clear this. Okay, we're gonna... Oh my god, that's stupid. Okay, what brush is this? What are you? I was doing this brush to give wait, is this a brush? Like, how am I going to work on the other pieces when I don't even recall what this brush is? Okay, let me see. Wait, it's not this one. Which one was I using? Was I using this? No. Oh my god, I forgot what brush I was using. No. I'm supposed to end the stream already. Am I stuck on this? Oh my god, I found it. I need to remember to save this. Okay. I think it's this one. I can't recall the thumbnail being like this. And I wanted to make a grunge kind of overlay, texture overlay. So this is what it is. Yeah. Is it this one? Maybe something like that. Yes, I found it. I kind of feel like the brush is bigger though. Why does this brush look so big? It's the same. Yeah, I guess it's the same. Yeah, I guess it's the same. So this default brush is really nice too, to just do like a fake overlay texture like this, like that, and then when you start it to multiply, it helps to kind of like mess up the evenness of the renders, something like that. I mean, the problem is that I used to recall a long time ago that I would use grunge. I would download like 4K, 2K grunge textures or canvas textures, and because I haven't been painting for so long, I guess like I just don't know where to look for these textures anymore. And I was like, instead of looking, and also if I look for them, I'll need to transfer and save it on my iPad, and I don't like running out of space. So yeah, this was like a really quick and easy and fast way to add some noise to the background, something like that. I hope it's easy to see. Like before it's really flat like this. I mean, this is a bit too much, but it's the wrong color. So this is before and this is after. And just give a nice paint layer over. Well, let me undo that because it's too much. So that was what this layer was. It's really subtle, but yeah, this is something that I'll use for the other renders because it's really quick, super easy. I just need to choose the right colors, and yeah, just it saves my sanity, because like I feel like I'll just go insane if I need to do complicated stuff. I think the last one is this brush right here. Where was it? This one, I think. Let me find it. Snow gum. To anyone tuning in, I hope that you have a good week. I feel like it's not here. Where was it? Where's Snow Gum? Can you just show yourself? It's so hard to find stuff. Stickman looks, and this looks quite cool. They're probably not what I need. I tried these for painting over 3D sculpts and they were pretty nice. But where's Snow Gum? Why is it so hard to find this? Oh wait. This one. I'm just going to do a different color so that's easier to see. By default it's like this, but I think it was too much for me, like for what I need. It's so hard to see. So I think I do the same thing. It's really hard to tell like what I did. And why is this like that? Wait, what's this? What the hell is this? I don't know why there are two different things here. Never mind. Wait, did I even adjust this then? I'm really sorry, but I don't remember. I don't recall what I did to this brush. It's so hard to. Let me see this. I just know that I wanted it to be a lot less. So I did like this. So now it's just like this. And the reason why I did this is to mimic like the feathers dropping off the wings. So kind of looks like shit right now, but the magic comes from perspective blur. Yeah, like that. It's magical. So that's what I did with the wings. Something like this. It's very subtle. Like, I mean, in some senses also, I don't know what to do. So I just do like bits here and there just to like blend things together and to give it a little bit more movement and give like some action to this. So that's why it is just a little bit like that. And I guess just like blending things over. Then this is not a layer. And finally grain, which is really simple to do too. Let me just clear this. I think I showed this in the previous one. But before I go, I'll just do this again to refresh my memory. This noise, I think. For like the noise layer, I usually just do it a bit stronger, something like that. I think something like this is good. No changes in the settings. And then because I want it to have color, do chromatic aberration and set it to displace. Because if it's perspective aberration, I think I kind of feel like perspective, just with how perspective blur works, is that there'll be more aberration happening in the edge. I think. I can't really see. But I just want it to be shifted evenly all around. Or I think with displace, like once you shift it a bit, it's just like that. Then now with this, just set it to overlay like this. And the good thing about it being a bit stronger is so that I can adjust to what I want, like that. And I think that is good for prepping for the other shot. This one. You know, something that I couldn't get from the renders was like this sculpt. I guess like it's a problem that I was facing a lot with the blender lighting for the different camera angles, which is when it's bright, the red colors don't really show. So this is not a different red material, it's the same red material, but just from the nature of the fog volume and the lighting, it just makes everything really washed out. And I didn't want to set a new material just to fix that shot, because I was thinking that maybe I can do it in Paint, so this was just a test. But yeah, I'm really kind of like zoning out right now because I felt so weak in my bouldering session. Well, the nice thing was that I was practicing some dynamic movements today because I don't have experience with gymnastics or dance or whatever. Well, I have no experience with sports as a kid, but I guess I kind of want to eventually get strong enough to do like dynamic climbing. That means like jumping onto holds and all that stuff. But like, because I have no experience with gymnastics or what's the other sport that people like to mention that's acrobatic? I suddenly can't recall. But anyway, because I have no experience in gymnastics, or I guess parkour or anything, I don't have the... I don't know what it feels like to move dynamically. Like to... yeah, just like to do all these stuff. Because I'm just a sedentary artist. Couch potato. Who's trying to become more... trying to exercise more. But yeah, so it was quite cool to just practice like swinging up to skipping holds in a sense, like just moving, being like down, and then just like throwing myself up to the next hold. So that was good practice. Because in some sense, like a lot of this, I mean, if you're trying to get into sports or whatnot, and like a lot of the part of like getting used to movements to be able to get to learn them is to overcome the fear of moving fast. Like one good example is for the video edit I did for this sculpt, the Elden Ring sculpt run. There was a point of time when there's a section where I did like a roll for the edit, where like I placed myself in the video doing a roll. And like the funny thing was that when I was doing the roll, I felt like I was moving really fast because I haven't done it before, in a way. Or at least I haven't done it in my adult life, because like in school when you're kids, you maybe, if your school has it too, there will be some lessons on gymnastics where like you learn how to do forward rolls, cartwheels, and all this stuff. I wasn't really good at them, but yeah, I have not done those after 15 years old or something. I've not done them in my adult life. But yeah, so when I was doing the rolls, because I was like, oh, I want to add something different to that part of the video I did. I want to put myself inside. So I asked my boyfriend to film me doing the rolls. And yeah, like I felt like I was moving so fast. I felt like I was like going really fast as I'm rolling badly on the mat. And when I look at myself doing the roll, I was like, oh my god, like I was moving so slowly. Like, it's quite insane, like how different it feels. Like, it makes me wonder what it feels like when you see all the gymnasts or people doing parkour or acrobatics just like tumbling around. Like, makes me wonder how fast it feels to do that. I kind of want to build up to being able to roll properly and all that stuff. But yeah, like it's kind of like, yeah, like for one thing I felt like a noob, but then yeah, it just felt so different. Like I felt like I was moving too fast. And like when I review the footage, I'm like, wow, it wasn't fast at all. Yeah. And like I felt like I was moving so fast that it felt a bit scary, which is also something that I'm trying to overcome, like the fear of being like in the dynamic movements. So I hope that I'll be able to do some dynos next year, I guess. Okay, it's like, it's so insane, like how slow I was moving. I think this one, I'm just gonna do some tests before I go. I think normal is fine. With what we learned in the previous one. No, that's too yellow. I wonder whether I want to do some color and jitter to color. Like maybe I do want to change this. Wait, it's not this one. Wait, isn't it that? Oh, I think maybe this. Yeah, I think this one. Maybe 12 is good. I think just a bit more orange. So it's not working. Yeah, I think because it was too saturated. I guess for this shot I can do like a bigger brush stroke like that. Like this looks too much like a, oh my god, like a brush stroke. So I'm just going to, I'm just testing at this point, which is like, I guess because I'm too new at this, it just makes it easier for me to like look at this and then go to sleep, let my brain go over it in my dreams and all that, and then it will become a little bit easier to think about all these stuff tomorrow. Yeah, so it's probably working, but I think the issue with this is that like the render looks too clean right now. So I'll probably have a better time doing all these things when yeah, I probably will have an easier time just using this to build up upon whatever I was doing before. So this is good. So I'll be doing probably like a multiply. I think I did multiply for the previous one too. Something like that. So like that's too much. I wonder whether I can do a blue version. Like maybe I can do blue and then orange one side. But then I'm not really that good at choosing colors right now. Shoot, doesn't need to be a multiplier if I can choose the right colors. I guess having this blue is not too bad. I need to fix all these really CG looking stuff. Maybe just like cover it like that. Yeah, you know what, that works. Let me just cover it like that and then choose a better color. Probably someone who knows how to paint is like laughing at me right now. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. So I think that's settled. It's not a lot of wings, but I'll probably do like I'll probably do like no, it's too even. Maybe like that. Maybe something like this, and then I don't recall if I end up smudging them sometimes. Did I smudge these? No. Yeah, probably just doing this is enough. Just doing this enough actually, because it's gonna be this way and I need to go soon. Okay, I need to go soon. Let me just quickly look up on, was there anything else that I did? Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I'll be doing any of this. I guess it looks quite cool for this shot. Something like that. This one is also a default Procreate brush. This one 2. Yeah, Procreate feels pretty good for painting. And I like how it feels like I'm working on... I like working directly on the art piece. So that's nice. Yeah, I guess I have... For this shot, maybe I will have 2 extra brushes to work with. Like the other one is this one. Wait, was it this one? Yeah, let me just duplicate this. I feel like moving brushes around on the menu is feels a bit buggy. So I try not to do it too much. I already have one here. I'll delete this. Oh, but then this one has jitter. Let me just... Yes. Wait, rename this. Yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully I'll be ready for this tomorrow. I'm not sure whether I'll be live streaming it, but I hope I can. I hope that you have a good time and that maybe this might be helpful to you. I hope that I can get all these paintings done fast so I can get them printed out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.